Hi guys, Maria Serbina is here. I decided to throw this a live stream very unexpectedly. So it just, it is what it is. And the actually why I decided to do that, because tomorrow is a huge holiday. You're probably like, Maria, what holiday? How come? I don't know. No worries, because you're not alone. So you're not only one who didn't stock on food and a beer for tomorrow barbecue, because I'm sure that probably 99% of population of the United States have no idea about this holiday. So this is the name of the holiday: National Insurance Awareness Day. And I'm absolutely sure that you're like kind of like cringed and it's like, oh, really? Seriously? I thought it would be something more interesting. And we so, I guess, conditioned to celebrate consumption and holidays. And we really seriously ignore what actual foundation keeping our family intact. And I can tell you, because 4th of July is coming this year, it's huge, because it's 250,000 years of the United States and everyone is excited. Let me tell you something. Speaking of consumption, Americans will spend $22 billion on food, booze, and travel. $4+ billion only on booze. $2.9 billion on fireworks. How crazy is that? Now I will tell you even more mind-blowing facts, because since it's Insurance Awareness Day, I will give you some stats about insurance, and I hope I will make you think about it. Like, think about car insurance. 86% of our population forced to have car insurance. 85% of our population have home insurance. 15%, I don't know why they don't have it. However, there are some houses that are not insured. And guess what happens? If your house is not insured or not insurable, you cannot sell it. And it's very interesting. Why? Why these percentages like this? Because the system forces you to have it. In comparison, if we're talking about life insurance, for example, it's only 50% of population. So 86 versus 50. Why is that? Because the system forces you to have this insurance to protect someone else's interest. Meaning, we protect stuff and we do not protect the person who actually paying for the stuff, the most important person who is paying for the stuff. And guys, again, I'm not someone who would create, conspiracy theories, even though, the history prove that pretty much every conspiracy theory becomes the truth. How interesting is that? And I truly believe the system works this way, that banks and corporations, large corporations, force us to be in infinite debt, infinite spending and debt, right? They don't want us to be self-resilient and self-reliant. And that's the point. They push something on us that protects someone's interests. For example, protect banks' assets and not us, who are the most actually important asset. And the same like when people buy home insurance, car insurance, what they protect. They protect money into this so-called assets. And again, don't get me wrong, there are assets, but it's really stuff. And nobody's forcing you to actually protect your own life and life of your family. Guys, I can tell you one thing. I cannot turn the camera and show you my neighborhood. I live in very, very, well, how to say, in money sense, people are not poor in this neighborhood. I would say it's middle class and upper class. And I see kids playing around because I have families around. My neighbors have between 5 and 7 kids. I live in Utah, so we have lots of kids here. And now imagine your life, that you have a beautiful house that is $1 million. You have all these toys, cars, stuff like that. Your mortgage is around like $8,000 because nowadays it's considered normal. Then you have beautiful cars, maybe not super expensive. My neighbors have Porsches, stuff like that. And everything is hunky-dory. You're making between 150 to 150,000, even more, and your life is awesome because you feel like you're completely secure. And one day you coming from work and you got in a car wreck. This is very common because we drive and lots of car accidents happen. And you didn't die. However, you're disabled. And this is it. And just think about it. Now you become, instead of an asset for your family, huge liability. Because now someone needs to take care of you. And guys, I can tell you one thing, and it happens even to the richest people, that you just forgot to pay your car insurance. And guess what? Even 1 hour without a car insurance will put you in a situation that you're pretty much done. And that's in perspective when we look at asset versus liability. And like I said, this stream is about very particular type of insurance, life insurance. And I know I heard it all. Insurance is a scam. Insurance, who gives a flying bird about insurance? And insurance this and insurance that, until you really need it. And I can give you really, really, really good example. And it's, just literally life example. I have a business partner. She was 31 years old, married with 2 kids, little baby on her hands. Her husband was helicopter pilot. It was his dream job. He loved it. It was absolutely, he literally, it was everything to him. One morning, he was going to work, kissed his wife in the cheek, and said, I will be home close to dinner. And guess what happened? Few hours later, she got a phone call that his chopper went down and he died. Now the back of the story. 7 months prior to this accident, he was trying to get life insurance. But big companies didn't want to insure him because of his profession, which is, it's obviously very understandable because insurance companies assess the risk. They didn't want to insure him. Somehow he found some, little insurance company that actually gave him little life insurance for 100,000. Now you know what happened. He died. She is at home with 2 little babies. She's homestay mom. Mortgage, everything. And she said it was beyond devastation, because financial devastation besides emotional loss is absolutely crazy. The check was delivered literally few days after his death certificate. And she still lives off this money. This money got invested and stuff like that. Guys, this is the true story. It's nothing like, and I can give you so many stories, because I work with people, I work with clients, and story after story and after story. And we don't have to go too far. I can give you another example. The tragedy that actually happened in Utah, Charlie Kirk. Nobody expected it in Utah, out of all states. However, his widow got, according to internet, allegedly, according to internet sources, $10 million in life insurance. Now think about how many families are in this situation. You don't have to be a gang member. It can happen to anyone. And this family doesn't have life insurance. How devastating it could be for everyone. And it is devastating, because besides losing someone who you love dearly, also emotional stress that doesn't allow a spouse to actually go back to work, do normal activities, take care of kids, stuff like that, because it's very serious emotional distress. And this is the huge difference. You have life insurance and you don't have life insurance. And, guys, when someone look at it and it's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And when time comes, suddenly things got, I had it. That's how it goes. And besides just that, life insurance, and especially permanent life insurance, it also has this wonderful wealth component, what has cash value. Besides being protected, besides having living benefits, by the way, lots of policies right now have living benefits, meaning if you didn't die, you have access to insurance money. We call it love insurance because it's a love language. If you love your family, you will have it, because you will understand that this is the asset to your family. Protection is everything. When you love your family, you protect your family. And if you choose between the car and your family, I hope you know who you choose, right? Even though cars are important. However, if we put, weight right here. And, the truth is, you cannot build wealth on shaky foundation, literally. And life insurance is your foundation, because your family is protected, and that's what goes into your foundation. Foundation is not sexy. When we build the house, nobody sees the foundation. Everyone wants this castle, like my office is 20 feet going up and stuff like that. Beautiful white kitchen and all these perks. And nobody sees the basement. But if basement is not there, this structure cannot exist. The castle cannot exist without a foundation. And that's what you need to do. Actually build ultimate safety net, knowing that everything in right places and your family is protected. And you have to realize that when you have permanent life insurance, you know what it protects you from when you are alive, not when you're dead. Medical bills, think about medical bills. And even if you have life insurance, if you have health insurance won't cover lots of things. If you have life insurance and you have living benefits attached to it, something like cancer, I don't have to tell you about cancer bills. People who dealt with it know. I just have a very close friend who actually died from cancer 2 years ago. Her treatment bill was $850,000, guys. And $250,000 was out of their pocket. This is crazy number. Crazy number. Also, think about our beautiful nation and love for lawsuits. Guess what? Life insurance, money in your life insurance, permanent life insurance, this money is protected from lawsuits. Think about this stuff. And lawsuit could be absolutely like nothing. Someone was walking on your driveway, slipped and broke the leg, and now you're in a lawsuit situation. And hardships and disabilities. This is huge, guys. Huge. And my pretty much conclusion to this live stream, that stop playing defense with the bank assets and start playing defense with your family future. That's what it is. That's what this stuff is about. Think how much money is wasted. I just gave you stats. How much money people will spend on food and booze and fireworks. This one absolutely like mind-boggling. $2.5 billion on fireworks that actually pollute air and environment and stuff like that. So this is my word. Just look at everything what you have. Start creating insurance portfolio. Look what you have there. Protect your family. Be independent. By the way, Independence Day is coming, so I wish everyone to have full financial independence, which that's what we really want. And also, like when we know that our wealth is protected, our assets are protected, we are protected as an asset, we sleep better, we feel better, and we see doctors less, which is, again, speaking of medical bills. So guys, that's what I have for you. You can drop comment below because I know it will be, more video than a live stream. And I just want to hear your thoughts about this stuff. And if you have questions, I will answer all your questions. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe my channel because we will keep discussing different wealth strategies, debt strategies, marketing strategies, and I will, guys, share my lifestyle with you because everyone has that facade, I would say, and it's very few people who can actually really show and say, listen, this is how I live my life, this is what I do in my life, that's where I put my money or I don't put my money, stuff like that. That's all what I have, guys, for you. And I just hope I will find that button that actually, there is right here. You see, I haven't done live streams for so long that I don't even know where the end live stream button is, but I found it. So I wish you guys absolutely wonderful Sunday. Enjoy your day, and maybe you'll fire up your barbecue knowing that tomorrow is National Insurance Awareness Day. You guys take care and have a wonderful weekend.